What what up, sports fans all over the world? It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, here with my guy, Adam Costas, the horse, the other horseman, Zion Zenith should be joining us shortly. But this is the Premium Takes Podcast. Let's go. Yeah, live TV, boy. I tell you, it's a son of a gun. But how you doing tonight, Adam? This is off to a crazy. We're off to a strange start, but how you feeling, Adam?
I am okay. Chilling, watching sports in here in my room, just trying to take it all in. And technical difficulties galore. Me and Mac don't know which computer's freezing and all this. So, people, it's been a rough start. We are going to get through it. I'm excited to be here and talk some playoff basketball and some NFL schedules. So,
yeah, man. I mean, NFL schedule is obviously the hot ticket for the day. Obviously, we're definitely going to get into that in a little bit. But before we do, we can talk about NBA playoffs, man, and what you've been seeing with the NBA right now, Adam. Like, what's your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, we got to give props to the Knicks and their sweep. They at one point I thought they were in real trouble with Atlanta, and then ever since they just have dominated Atlanta and have continued to destroy them, right? And they've been on a heater. So that left me with a lot of other games to watch, like Detroit and the Cavaliers, which I found a pretty amazing game. I'm learning about a lot of their players and how they are put together. And they have Cade Cunningham, who looks like he could be a superstar, and they have Donovan Mitchell on the other side, who took over game 4 to even the series. It was a magnificent performance by him in game 4. He did basically nothing in the first half of the game and then just exploded for like 45 points in the second half. He was when they say take over a game, this is what it means. When you just everything when he was shooting in that game 4, it was like the basketball hoop was an ocean for Donovan Mitchell in game 4. An absolute ocean. He's floating out there just shooting shots left and right. So Cleveland roared back in that game. And then in this game, which was fantastic, it went into overtime. I don't know if you guys watched, but Cade Cunningham is going down. He's having the game of his life, dropping like almost 30-something points. They've got the emotion of the building is going. And the Cavaliers, believe it or not, the guy that I rag on a lot, who hasn't done anything in the start of the series, James friggin' Harden, actually does something and helps close out a game. And you know me, folks. You know this podcast, and you know me, I am very hard on or very judgy about what's his face, James Harden. I do not give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's a superstar. Mac knows. I've said it on these shows plenty of times. If you have James Harden, you're probably not making the finals. And I'm not just saying this because he's almost close enough to make the finals, but I'm saying this because he actually stepped up in a moment of need, right? Donovan Mitchell wasn't having a great game. He really wasn't, but he did enough to help the others, like Mobley, who's having a great series, and their guy with the long hair, Strauss, hitting some timely buckets. And then you have James Harden, who quietly is putting together a 30-point game, and you look up, you're like, wow, he actually did his thing. And that's why Cleveland brought him in, because they were down by 14 at one point, and Detroit gets in foul trouble. That's just the name of the game. And like Coach Ed said, Jalen Durden hasn't stepped up in this game. And I think the reason is because he's meeting another big. Jared Allen is really giving him a run for his money. They have 2 bigs on the Cavaliers where they can actually do some things. They have shot blocking, plus Mobley can stretch as a power forward / center. So both teams are in a real intriguing matchup for the Knicks, because for me, how you beat the Knicks is by offensive rebounds. The Knicks have just out-rebounded everybody because Marcus Robinson has jumped over Cats. But these two teams have big men that can actually rebound, and they have some shooters that can actually, win games for them. Because that's what Philadelphia lacked. That's what Boston was lacking in their series. And then when Atlanta played, when Knicks played Atlanta and they played Philadelphia, the thing that really killed those teams was when they had open looks, they just missed their shots. And maybe it was the Knicks defense getting in their head, but the Knicks, sometimes let you have those open buckets. And if you don't knock those open buckets down or get rebounds, that's where you get in trouble. And I think that's where the Cavaliers can give teams trouble. And you see what they're doing to Detroit. Cade Cunningham kind of faded in the overtime. I'm surprised. He took one horrible shot. I remember I think he was trying to get the foul, but he literally jumps up and then does a 45-degree shot like over Mobley. And you're like, I understand what he was trying to do. Just body him. If you're going to get a guy off the ground, don't lean back. Lean in. Get the foul drawn. At the worst case scenario, it's a foul, or maybe the ball caroms and you can rebound it and your team has a chance. But when you throw it up a prayer like that over the outstretched hands of Mobley, it really doesn't do anything. And I felt the Pistons kind of got shell-shocked because they had the lead and the energy in the building and their shots were dropping, and Cavaliers just did not stop. They could have stopped, but they kept building a lead. They went on some mini runs. They did exactly what a lot of other teams, again, I bring up the Knicks, couldn't do when these Knicks were on these big runs. Atlanta did it once against the Knicks. They did that huge run where that shit was, they were down like 20 points or something, and the Knicks came back. The Atlanta came back, right? Not many teams have done that. This Cavalier team, who hadn't won a road game up until last night, was running up and down. They basically were almost run out the building, and the Pistons couldn't close it out. And now we have to see what kind of fortitude the Pistons have, because the season's on the line. Literally, there's no tomorrow. This is an elimination game. Are you the number one seed? Are you legitimately going to take that back to your home court, or are you going to go out like a bunch of scrubs in the?
Well, let's put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in that real quick. What's going on? What's going on, Mitch? Good to see you, man. Coach Ed, Alex, Daniel, Barry. Appreciate y'all popping in. But talking about Detroit right here with this situation, once again, finding themselves in a very similar situation, except this time it's against a slightly better basketball team in Cleveland. But the Pistons were in this same situation, similar situation in round one, down 3-1 to the Orlando Magic in the first round, and they battled all the way back to win that series. And here they are sitting in the same position once again here with Cleveland, similar position, this time down 3-2 with their backs against the wall. What do you think? What do you think they need to do to be able to try to pull this one off the same way they were able to get it done in round one? I don't know if we lost Adam for a second. Technical difficulties once again. He said, Mitch in the comments here says Cade needs some help. I don't know, Zion. What's your thoughts? I'm sorry. Welcome to the stream, Zion. Popping in.
What up?
But I was wondering, what's your thoughts on Detroit, man? Finding themselves down 3 games to 1 in round
about
one.
My thoughts on Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna let Adam finish his thoughts, but I just want to say real fast.
You can't keep living your life on the edge. 3-1. You can't just, live your life 3-1, right? So I understand that they were in this position. This is a little different, right? It is the same, but to me, last night's game was demoralizing because you were feeling yourselves. You had a chance to put your foot on the throat of a team, and you didn't. And now this Cavalier team, who now is feeling themselves, and by the way, their superstar just went off in their building. I'm a little nervous for them because Cade Cunningham was good in this game. I can't take that away from him, but there were some moments in this game where he didn't come through like a Donovan Mitchell, and the other guys on the other team didn't come through. Although I can't blame them. Reed was there. They had some solid performances from their bench. I have to give them that. They need Cade Cunningham down the stretch to really take over the game and be the closer that he wanted to be, that everyone's claiming him to be. I mean, in the middle of the third quarter, I was watching the game. I turn to my wife and I say, yo, Cade Cunningham's on the State Farm commercial. He must be doing good tonight. I hadn't seen any State Farm commercials with Cade Cunningham. All of a sudden, that guy's dropping 30 points, middle of the third quarter, and insert that ad right there. So what I'm saying is if you're going to put him on these ads and be in State Farm, he needs to close. They also need to rebound a little bit better. Jaren hasn't been up to his himself, but they've still been able to survive. So, again, Mac, I understand what you're saying. The Orlando Magic is different. Orlando Magic were the ace seed. The Cleveland Cavaliers have been here before, and this is their chance. This is why you get Harden and these guys. And if Mobley continues to play the way he's playing, I don't see how they're not. Like, they need an effort like no other to win. If they win Game 6, I think it's tomorrow night, they're winning the series, obviously. But what I'm saying is they win Game 6, I don't think Cleveland can even muster winning in Detroit again, because they know they lucked out last game with what happened. It just was a run. All of a sudden, Pistons went cold in the late fourth and early overtime. Overtime really killed them too. They could not get a bucket in the first minute, and that's what hurt them. So, to answer your question in a nutshell, what do they need to do? They need Cade Cunningham to play well. They need to play defense on the back end and really lock down, because I think they lost the game because of second chance points and just not being able to use what got them there. That was their defense. They were one of the best defensive teams in the league, and to give up almost a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter, and then not even do much in the overtime, they got that work cut out for them. Zion, welcome.
Yo. It's been a long time, guys. I'm happy to be here on another Thursday afternoon. What's up, chat? I see you, Alex. I see you, Daniel. I see you, Coach. I see you, Mitch. Talking some NBA playoffs, I see. Yeah, let's get it. I'm gonna let Mac host because I'm a little bit late, but I don't know what you guys talked about, but just wanted to say what's up and let's get it.
Yeah, just share your thoughts on the playoffs in general. Share your thoughts, what you got on the playoffs.
Okay.
Okay. Throughout the postseason.
Yeah, obviously the best team on planet Earth did not make it in, but that's fine. I do love what Victor had been doing with the Spurs. I mean, like, he's my MVP. I get it that Shea Alexander is probably gonna win it back to back. I love what OKC is doing. And those are my teams in the Western Conference. I can't wait to see those teams compete. And go at it. Victor versus OKC. I mean, like, I'm not out ruling, Ant-Man and what they got going with the Grizzlies. Sorry, not the Grizzlies, the Timberwolves. Whoa. Yeah, the Timberwolves. Yeah. I mean, like, Timberwolves got a loss too, so I'm not trying to they're showing some heart against the Spurs, but those are the Spurs, man. That's the team I've been following since the Heat got eliminated and never even made it past the tournament. How sad. But that being said, though, the Eastern teams, man, Knicks, man, like, what they've been doing. I'm not gonna say it's surprising. I knew they were capable of winning games, but the way they've been winning it is surprising, right? In the fashion that they've been winning it. So I truly kind of believe that, like, really, it's their spot to lose, So they should be the way they've been playing. They should be representing the East coming out. It's gonna see who we're gonna face next. I know they're just waiting on the winner of this game. And I just think, as far as the series you guys was just talking about, with Detroit, I just think that they don't have enough firepower right now to, like Adam was saying, just looking at Cleveland's roster, right? And just they're built to last, and they've been in this spot many times. I think Cade is one of the best players on the planet, but they do need some more pieces. I'm not discounting who they have on roster. I know what's his face. What is his name? Hold on, I'm gonna get it. I know Jay Duran. I know they got Duran. I know they got Harris is an old man at this point. Like Tobias is having a good series. I'm not gonna take anything from him, but I mean, like Cade can't do it by himself. Okay. Guess what? You get past Cleveland, and who's gonna be there waiting for you? You know what I'm saying? And I just think that it's gonna come down to physical basketball, and the Cavaliers, man. It's gonna be hard to beat. It's gonna be hard for Detroit to beat the Cavaliers. You was gonna say something, Adam?
Yeah, you bring up a good point about the superstar aspect. He doesn't have a Robin right now. Donovan Mitchell does with Harden, who actually stepped up. You brought up a point about taking over a game. I thought he took over for 3.5 quarters. It was in the 5.
He couldn't finish.
I thought he really kind of didn't got to him if it just was forcing it. I thought, Donovan Mitchell did what he needed to do on the court, and then his Robin came in and helped him because of how well Donovan Mitchell played the night before. You knew they weren't going to let him go off for another 40 piece like they did in the second half. So to make those adjustments, and then the Harden thing happening where he comes in and drops 30 points, that's where I think you see the difference. The Cavaliers,
it's that 1-2 punch, and even they do. And even if the one thing I like too is, even if Harden's pretty much gonna get his, you know what I'm saying? But say Harden is removed, right? Mobley and Allen is gonna play better picking up his minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mobley and Allen, they're gonna Cavs a hard team to stop, and especially coming off the bench with Tyson and Max Struz. You know what I'm saying? They got some shooters. I just think the Knicks is probably going to be the team that comes out of the East, because they're playing really good basketball right now, and I don't want to outrule anybody else. But the only thing is, I think the champion's coming from the West. I think it's going to be the Spurs, and I think even though the Spurs are not built they don't have they don't really have the big superstar outside of Victor. But I just think that I get it. I just think against OKC, Castle's gonna show up, Vessel's gonna show up, the role players are gonna show up, and I mean, you're looking at, you have a fucking alien on the fucking roster. I mean,
you mean Ron Harper Jr.?
And not to take away from the reigning MVP and what OKC's going, and it's probably going to go down to Game 7, OKC versus the Spurs. I'm not trying to outlook. Ant-Man could definitely show up, and the Timberwolves could get it rolling, and the Spurs don't even. But I just see it's gonna be a fun. It's been a fun playoffs. That's why I'm gonna end it on. It's been fun watching the playoffs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's been fun watching. Go right ahead.
I gotta come in and get a little bit of this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to just. No, it's just OKC. I mean, you just this OKC as if they're not the defending champions, as if they're not sitting home right now waiting for someone to win this series between the Spurs and Dallas. It's not Dallas. Minnesota. Look, they no. I'm sorry. Wemby he's that guy. He is. He is something special. Yeah. But he ain't got enough. He ain't got enough elbows to take out OKC. I'm sorry. OKC is built differently.
Oh,
that team is for real.
The thing is, that's going to be
that team is absolutely for real. I'm just saying.
Well, here's the thing. I love that you brought that up. I love that you brought that up. But here's the thing. If OKC, they're gonna have to play. The Spurs are gonna have to play OKC tough, and I'm not overlooking OKC. If I was, I'm gonna say the Spurs win in 5. They respect OKC by saying they'll take it to 7, right? The thing I look at is obviously I don't want to go down memory lane, but long story short, right? Just a couple of games ago, right? A couple of series ago, when he had that 12 blocks, right? It's almost okay, yeah, Shea, you're good, right? You're the best player, one of the best players on planet Earth, right? But I don't think OKC as a roster faced what's gonna come to them when Victor is inches from the finals appearance, right? When this kid was coming out, gonna take down memory lane. Now we all knew the hype when this kid was coming out, right? we realized like, big players, they don't really last because of knee issues, because of injuries, right? Yao Ming, we can go down the whole list, right? But Victor, he different. He
Zion,
different.
Zion, I'm
He
sorry, sir.
different though. He's the guy that can take over the game.
You do understand through 2 rounds of the postseason right now that the
And the
Oklahoma
reason
City
I'm
Thunder
doing
have
that
played
is
only
that I agree
8 games. They've only played 8 games though.
Yeah, but
you know what
those
that
8 games,
means?
guess
That
what?
means
Victor
they
wasn't on the court.
swept their
Victor was not
opponents
on. They didn't
in
have to
both
deal with
rounds.
Victor. They didn't have to deal with. They
They
didn't have to
just swept their
Wimbyama
opponents.
that is gonna literally take a
Look,
layup if he needs to and just walk back and shoot a 3
baby.
casually, nothing
Well,
but net,
but
and then
here's
play
the
defense.
Here's the thing.
Go right ahead.
Mac is right. I think.
Hmm?
Well, I like the Spurs, and I'm excited to see what they're doing. And actually, I was going to root for them until you shit all over OKC as if they didn't deserve.
Did
to be in
not
the same
shit.
league.
I didn't say
Yes, you did. You just took a double. You may not.
You were
Just because you take
so dismissive.
just
I was
because
dismissive.
I give that.
doesn't mean you didn't just
dismissive is a good word. I'll give that.
OKC.
I'll give that.
Okay?
Yes. I was very dismissive.
You're like, well, Wemby's going to do a 3 in Game 5.
Like, word.
Like, the truth.
I'm just sorry.
But look what he's dealing with. Adam, you cut off if you're trying to talk. We can. Look what he's dealing with. He's dealing with a young Ant-Man, a fucking Randall.
Because I like this team. I like OKC. Mm-hmm. I wasn't illiterate. I wanted to root for the Spurs so badly until you just jinxed them. Because listen,
I'm not
the
jinxing
matchup
shit.
you have to watch.
Kid is a dog.
Here's the thing. I don't know if that Williamson guy is going to come back. The third guy on OKC. He was injured.
Mm-hmm.
If he's back, they are a different team with him on the floor. Now I do agree with you with the spacing. It's going to be hard. Will Holmgren has no chance against Wemby.
No shot.
And even the other who's the white boy? I forget the other white guy's name. Used to be ex-Nick. What's his
Caruso?
name? No, not him. The big man. The big man who used to play for the Knicks.
Yeah, I can't remember
Wemby either. But the Spurs can't handle is someone like SGA and a guy like Holmgren, right? Who can move around and shoot, because all those guys in OKC can shoot at the perimeter. The one thing that does intrigue me about San Antonio is Ron Harper Jr., Mac, and we're talking about, the Ron Harper from the Bulls. His son plays for the Spurs and has been an absolute Robin to Wemby's Batman. Now,
you're talking about Hortenstein. I should have known that. I'm sorry.
Yes, Hartenstein. I'm not dismissing OKC like you are. I just think the matchup is tough for OKC, but I think they can win. The real question is, of the two teams, because I don't want to assume anything, but I'm just going to say both of you agree that the Spurs and OKC are going to be, one of them is going to represent the West from the
absolutely
Western Conference. So let's just look into that. You guys, who do you believe is coming out of the East? The Knicks? Let's place the Knicks in.
I think it's absolutely the Knicks. They're on fire right now, bro. They're on fire.
Yeah.
Because he can, he doesn't need Marcus Robinson. He can outdo him on the floor. Like, there's many matchups that don't favor the Knicks when he's playing these Western Conference teams. Whereas OKC, I still think they have some trouble with the big men, but I think that it's a different matchup for them. And I really want to see what they can do, because I think the Spurs and or OKC can still beat the Knicks. And it's not a slight on the Knicks. I just think the Knicks have gotten away with a lot of things that I don't think the other teams in the West are going to let them get away with. That's all.
You guys want to hear a bold statement? I honestly, this is bold. Like, I think the Timberwolves is a harder matchup than the Spurs than OKC. I really feel that. I think I'm not this. And like, hey, think about it. This is a Spurs team that literally. No. Think about it. Think about it. Like, if the Spurs won 49 games, you guys can boast me. I am actually drinking, but I'm not drunk. I just opened it. So here's the thing. This is clear thinking. Clear thinking with a little bit of medication. Okay. The Spurs won 62 games this year. OKC won 64. So this point, it's not like overthinking it. I just think that the Timberwolves has a way better roster than OKC, but OKC plays better basketball. So when you talk about fundamentals, when you break it down, I honestly think that this is a good test for the Spurs right before they play OKC. I honestly wouldn't have dreamed it up any bigger. You go and you have to battle a fucking loaded. It is a different matchup. It is a different matchup.
Do you think Ant-Man and SGA are on the same level?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think SGA is a level above Ant for sure. But I'm thinking roster for roster wise, I'll take the Timberwolves roster over OKC's roster. And that's just me being honest. But OKC's coach, the way they play basketball, they have it figured out. They're the champions for a reason. Not trying to dismiss them, not trying to overlook them. But I'm just saying there's some young players on the Spurs, such as Castle. You know, like if Castle gets hot and he can get you like 20 to 25 points a game. And like he can free up space for Victor to just do his thing. And guess what? When Victor's off the court, they play so much faster. So it's almost like you got to prepare for two different levels of San Antonio. You have to prepare for when Victor's just out there fucking dominating. And then you have to prepare when he's off the court, and then they play so much faster. So I just think that they're a tough out for any team right now. And I think that. Oh, no, I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying that the Thunder, and the Thunder, OKC, and the San Antonio Spurs, I think that's the championship right there. Not to overlook the Eastern, but the winner of that game is the finals champion. Like I'm not trying to overlook anybody out East, but the rest is just like between the Spurs and OKC. Like whoever wins that matchup is probably going to win the finals, and that's just my thinking.
But I just think Mac I just think you need to give a little credence to what OKC is doing. I think if you're saying they're evenly matched, then I think Game 7 we should be looking forward to because, that's what we want to see. We want to see a slug. I want to see a slugfest. Yes. I'm hoping you're right so I can see good basketball. This is what you pay for the playoffs to watch. These stars do their things, right? Especially young guys who are now taking the league over, who want to be now the faces of the league, right? Gone are the, LeBron Jameses of the world, and here come the SGAs and the Ant-Mans, right? And the Wembys. And I just think it's good.
You named it. I mean, like, not to take over, but like, look at the teams that's left, right? We have 4 young superstars because I'm going to add Kate Cunningham to that mix. That's like you just mentioned 4 young superstars, Adam, and like you're absolutely right. I just wanted to add Kate to that mix because the remaining teams, look at the young stars that's carrying these teams on their back. And Davante Mitchell is young himself. You know what I'm saying? Go right ahead, Adam. Sorry.
My point is that I look at matchups. And I think the only team in the East that matches up well against the West team is the Cavaliers in terms of how their bigs play. Because I'm watching a lot of their bigs, and I think that's where the games are being won. Karl Anthony Towns is a great game. The Knicks are going to win, right? Robinson is out rebounding people. They're going to win. Brunson, has great games, but I figured out I know how you can stop him, but it's hard to find these type of players. You need to put a lengthy player on him, right? The Pistons did that, and then they moved him around because they didn't have enough bigs to, rotate in and out. So what the one big that they were using, they actually had, Brunson and a Tizzy, that Barton guy on Philadelphia. They had to move him around to play bigs, and they put Paul George on Brunson, Brunson ate him alive because Paul George didn't have the foot speed to catch up with him. However, both the teams in the Western Conference do, and I do believe that the OKC has a lot of things that can give the Knicks trouble and a team like that. Whereas Cavaliers, with Donovan Mitchell and the spacing, they can play a different game where I feel they match up more well with the Western Conference because a lot of the Western Conference big men can shoot, right? And that's the difference between a lot of these teams. Not saying Karl Anthony Towns can't, but I take Wemby over Karl Anthony Towns any day. No offense to Karl Anthony Towns. He's having a great series. He's a great player, right? I would take what Holmgren's doing on that team. I don't think Holmgren does it without being on OKC. But he fits that offense so perfectly that they can run Hartenstein out there and still have SGA, and they can get the rebounding that goes down. And we've talked enough about the NBA. Those are my final thoughts on who it is. I agree with Zion one of the teams. I don't want this to sound disrespectful, even is sounding disrespectful. I hate when people say that. It doesn't sound disrespectful. Well, one of the teams got to lose, and unfortunately, I'm picking the Eastern Conference. While they could be represented, I don't think they're going to win the trophy at the end of it. I think it's going to be a Western Conference team holding that trophy.
Yeah, before I throw it back to you too, Mac, I want to add in this. Like, as far as OKC goes, one thing I do like about that team, after I just dismissed them, is I can't compliment them. What I am gonna say is every single player contributes, no matter who's playing for the night. Right? We've seen this game in the regular season, and we've seen the rotations throughout this playoffs. It doesn't matter who's on the floor; you're gonna contribute, and that team is so well coached, and that is, it could be the Boston, right? Everybody thought it was going to be Boston, and then Tatum got hurt, and then Boston's dynasty fell. If they go in there and they and they beat the Spurs, and then they go in there and they beat whoever's representing out of the East, I mean, like we're looking at a young phenom in Shea Gillis and just the team, the surrounding roster. And this is a small market team that built their roster not through free agency, built it through the draft, built it the right way, right? We have a lot of teams in the NBA struggling right now and can't even make it out, right? Especially with these new lottery rules that's going to be in effect next year. And just to name someone, a team, because my friend is it's one of his favorite teams, and they're just in fucking hell right now, is the Sacramento Kings. Like, I don't even know when the Sacramento Kings is going to be good again, right? But when you look at OKC and what OKC built right after they had James Harden, Westbrook, and KD on the same team, right? And then after they split and they was just struggling for years, or for at least a decade plus, they were struggling after they let all those other players go prosper and lay points and drop Hall of Fame type of careers in other cities, right? They was able to rebuild through the draft, and then now look at OKC now, a championship that Harden, KD, and Westbrook, even though they were young, couldn't bring them, but they have another phenom, Canadian born, and through the draft, I like to see NBA teams get built the right way. And for a small market team, they really are fucking shining. That's kind of cliche, but shout out to OKC. Back over to you, Mac.
What's going on, man? I want to say what up to AK, man, in the chat, man. Appreciate you popping through, bro.
Okay.
But let's get to it, man. Let's get right to the NBA. I mean, the NFL schedule released today, man. And let's talk about it, man. New York Giants' full schedule is now available. No more rumors. It is the real thing. The New York Giants starting off with a bang. 2 weeks back-to-back in the prime time, man. Sunday Night Football Week 1, hosting the Dallas Cowboys at MetLife, and then turning around and going out to L.A. Week 2 and playing the Los Angeles Rams on Monday Night Football, man. Adam, what's your thoughts on the New York Giants schedule as you look through it right now?
We're back. What I mean by that, folks, is the New York Giants are now having some clout. The NFL wants everyone to see the Giants and Cowboys, okay? This is not going to be like 2023 where we got shellacked, okay? And we had that booty-ass team. This is going to be a different game, a tone-setting game for the New York Giants, right? I don't care about the Cowboys. I'm strictly focused on the New York Giants. Fuck that other team. Because you know what? For all the hype that they had, they were, 3 games better than us. They act like they fucking won the Super Bowl, these fan bases. They were nothing. You were 12th in the draft. Kiss my damn ass. Okay? What are you, 7 spots below me? Yeah, below me. That's what I have to say about that. Okay? We are coming for it, and the New York Giant fan base needs to be excited about it because it means we're finally getting some respect where respect is due. And it's going to be a good test out the gate. The second game against the fucking Rams, I want to see that game too because that team is arguably the representative in the Super Bowl. Everybody's crowning them as, beating the Seahawks and being the representative. So that will be a good test on Monday night. And to be put on back-to-back games, some people say there's a rumor out there that it's because of some holidays that fall on certain days, but I don't believe that. I believe it's the NFL understanding that we have must-see TV with Jackson Dart, John Harbaugh, and the Giants are the next big thing.
What's your thoughts on the schedule, Zion?
Dude, yeah, absolutely love the schedule. I was trying to pull it up, but my computer is giving me some problems. So I have it up right now, but I was trying to share it for you guys. But I'm just gonna say right out the gates, I know I got announced earlier in the week. We got the Cowboys right out the gates. Absolutely love it. Sunday Night Football. It shows that the NFL believes in us. Oh, not that they believe in us, but it shows that the Giants are back. Like Adam said, I'm gonna try my hardest to make it out to that Monday night game. Usually when the Giants come out, like I try to go see them, and I think this is a team worthy of seeing. Young Jackson Doyle, especially with the head coach and the players we have on roster. And then I'm not gonna say easy, but I'm gonna say winnable, right? We got some winnable games coming up with the Titans, Cardinals, Commanders, always divisions, always gonna be rough. But we should try to at least get our foot in, and hopefully we can be over 500 going into week 10, because look, like second half of the schedule is where I'm seeing some contenders, some good teams, not to overlook the teams on the first half of the schedule, but the second half of the schedule is where we're really have to hone it in and get ready for football. Oh, we always have to be ready for football. Week 8, love the bye. Love the bye. Love that we don't travel international. Love the respect on back-to-back primetime games, and about to come soon, because we'll see what happens. I know we got the Lions in primetime Monday night again, and we got Thursday with the Commanders week 10. But also Eagles, right? Week 18, that could come down for the division. Actually, look at that. Week 17 at the Cowboys, week 18 at the Eagles, could come down to the division. No, Eagles teams are stacked. I know Dallas has a defense now on paper. But that being said, I'm ready, man. I'm so pumped for the season. So pumped for the Giants, man. I think as much shit that we give Joe Shane, I think he did a good job on the draft this year, and I honestly think that we'll really put in one foot in front of the other rather than 10 steps back. And honestly, with the additions of the free agents that we'll probably get to later, if not, just I honestly think that the loss of Dexter Lawrence is not gonna be as effective as we all thought it was at the beginning. I just think that I love the draft pick that we got out of him. Probably still more free agents to bring in. Can't wait for a training camp. But you asked me about the schedule. Not too easy, not too hard, just right where it needs to be for a team that is just trying to get their foot back into a winning culture. So I'm gonna say I like it. Back over to you, Matt.
Yeah, you talking about excited for training camp. I'm excited for the OTAs next week, baby. I'm excited to get these rookies sprinkled in with these vets, man, and let's get all our recent Tremaine Edmonds out there. I know it's only practice, but let's get them out on the field together. I see these two gigantic, monstrous linebackers on the field together. I'm excited for it all, but this schedule, man, like I said, just starting off those two big tests to start the season off, week 1 and week 2, under the bright lights of prime time, Sunday night football, Monday night football, start the season off for the New York Giants. That's exciting as enough of it. It doesn't get more exciting than that. I look at the week 3 matchup. They gave it to us week 3. Both teams should be relatively healthy, hopefully. And Tennessee Titans, that's an intriguing matchup, as we all know. So many of the former New York Giants went on down and took that trip to Tennessee, man, in free agency. Cordell Flott, Daniel Bellinger, LaWandale Robinson, man. I mean, Bobby Okereke. I mean, so many players, these former New York Giants now wearing Tennessee Titan uniforms. And then also in return, New York Giants with Denard Wilson, Tennessee's former defensive coordinator. So, I mean, that's just Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator in Tennessee now. Just all kinds of little interesting storylines all over that game right there, man. So that could be a fun one in week 3, man. The Bob Jackson Dart and Cam Ward, first 2 quarterbacks taken in the 2025 draft, battling out for the first time in the NFL, man. So it's a lot of excitement to look throughout this schedule, man. And I think that like I said, starting off with those 2 tough games, that's going to be a way to get to really test to see what this team is really made of, man. See what this New York Giants team is all about. Do I actually expect the Giants to go and win both of those football games? Not necessarily likely, you know what I mean? I would love to see them go out there and be able to knock Dallas off week 1 for obvious reasons. But I mean, I understand that the Rams are the favorite out of the NFC for a reason. So I'm not going to act like I'm predicting the Giants to go out to LA and get a dub in week 2 on Monday Night Football. But I expect to see a team that's going to come out swinging, man. No matter what, they're going to make the Rams earn it, however the outcome is, man. I'm not necessarily conceding the game. I'm just saying, if I'm keeping it real, I'm not necessarily predicting a dub in week 2 against the Rams out in LA. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of tough games sprinkled in here. A lot of the teams that were in the postseason a year ago, Giants, definitely don't have any easy road trips, man, at all. I mean, going out to Detroit, a team that was expected to be expected to be better than they were a season ago. We're still a pretty good team, even though they came up pulled up in the rear in the NFC North Division. They were still a team over 500. So got them late in the season, and like Zion said, man, ending the season with the Eagles. I mean, that's just going to be another could come down to, like you said, that could come down to a 4-division title possibly if the Giants can turn things around, the way I would hope they could. But it's a lot, and it's going to be fun just getting ready for this. And now that we can see the games and see the order they playing in, we know what to expect, man. I'm excited for this schedule and excited for this team, man. I don't know if you guys have any other games on the schedule that you like that stand out that to y'all on the schedule, games that you guys are excited for.
Houston Texans. We don't normally get to see them all the time, and so I'd like to see how we match up against that defense. And then the main stretch of big time games, because right now we can easily win, the Tennessee Titan game, the Arizona game. If we can beat the Cowboys, we could go 3-1 in the first 4 games, right? And then of course you got New Orleans in there. But I'm really looking forward to Houston because I think they're a dark horse. If their quarterback can put it together, they could easily be a Super Bowl team. So I'd like to see them. And then I want to see what the Detroit Lions do. That's a game later on in the year. I want to see how they fare as well, because what will that mean for them? Will they be in the playoff hunt? Will they not be? Will they just be same old Lions? So, we got some good matchups. I can't wait to see Jackson Dart out there. I haven't been this excited for a season in a long time, and it starts on Primetime. And last thing I'll say about the Giants schedule, and I guess or we'll move on to something else, is that the Cowboy game doesn't have to be a win for me to be like, all right, let's walk away. Will I be pissed if we lose? Obviously. What I'm saying is if they come out and they show me something and somehow the Cowboys get the ball like 50 seconds ago and Aubrey kicks a kick from like 80 yards away to win, okay, that's going to suck, but at least, I can live with that. But at the end of the day, I really want to just see them come out and at the end of the season, give me 8 to solid 9 wins this year. Don't worry about playoffs. Just have fun, be loose, be fast, really start to build this team. Because offensively, and I think this is where we got to go, and Malik Neighbors does concern me. So that's something we got to look into.
What up, Nick Shift?
Thanks for popping in, man.
Yes, sir. I like the schedule. We don't see the really big threatening teams outside of the AFC, such as the Chargers, the Ravens, the Bills, the Chiefs even, but we do see some top contenders like the Rams and the Seahawks in our conference, right? I'm intrigued by the 11 and the 12, right? It's rarely that we play that division, like Adam said, and he said that about the Texans division. But yeah. The Jags and the Colts, man. Those are two teams. The Colts was the damn near doing their thing last year until they had a bunch of injuries, and the Jags just won 13 games not that long ago. So that being said, I mean, like that division is turning around as well. It's going to be a fun matchup in week 12 and 11 and 12, and I think I'm kind of a little bit more like for me, like 7-8 games is the minimum. Like I'm on the over like expectations. I don't really try to have expectations, because once you have expectations, you look forward for something, and then when it doesn't happen, you're disappointed. But I just have a good feeling about this team, and I don't want to put any records, and I'm not trying to break down wins and losses right now. But since Adam said 8, I love that number too. for me, I'm gonna have us closer to 11, closer to 10, or closer to double digits. But Adam brought up a great point that outmoves every point, right? As long as these players go out there and have fun, right? At the end of the day, go out there and play the game you love playing, and that's what makes me so intrigued about our draft picks, because they're football players toe and toe. When it comes down to what do you do on your days off, we play football. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, like when you have a mindset that can match up to the coach's mindset, I think we're in for a really special season, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I just feel like it's gonna be fun to watch the Giants for the first time in a long time. Like Adam said, I think these players are gonna go out there and they're gonna have fun playing football, and it's gonna be meaningful football, and it's gonna be football that counts.
Well, you know what it means? It's for the first time, I'm not worried about the coach. I'm not worried is he going to have the players ready? Like, are they going to be ready to play on Sunday? Like, no, you eliminate that stress because John Harbaugh been here 18 years. He knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows how to motivate guys.
He assembled a fucking excellent coaching staff, teachers, like he said he will, right? Because I was so mad about the Matt Nagy pick. I was terrible. I was so mad at it. And then it's like, okay, all right, now you're bringing in these other coaches, and I'm like, I see the vision. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
Get some fucking tough guys. More lollipop.
Some difficulty with the
amps.
Well, I was gonna get some thoughts on move away from the Giants a little bit briefly here. I'm looking at the Thanksgiving Day lineup, man. Triple header on Thanksgiving, man. What's your thoughts on that? The Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions in the early game on Thanksgiving, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys at dinner time, and then the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs in the prime time on Thanksgiving, man. What's your thoughts on that Thanksgiving Day lineup, man?
How come everybody plays a division rival for the Chiefs? That's what I want to know. Like you have the Cowboys, Eagles.
Nah, dude, but I get it, Adam. But that Josh and Mahomes, it's like that Brady versus Manning. You know what I'm saying?
I understand why they do it. They do it across the league. Then do it across the board. Do Cowboys and what other quarterback you think is good? Like on Thanksgiving, I want to see exotic teams, right? I don't always want to see. I don't mind seeing the Cowboys and the Lions. Right?
You're the only person on planet Earth, Adam, that has a problem with this Thanksgiving slate, because this Thanksgiving slate is fire. But continue.
No, don't get me wrong. I think it's a good Thanksgiving slate. I'm curious to know why the fuck does the Kansas City Chiefs not have to play like the Chargers or something like that? Like, Justin Herbert's not worthy of being on prime time.
Exactly. Why not put Mendoza on Thanksgiving?
I'm just saying.
I see your thought process.
You got Sean Payton and the smug ass in that division. You can't put Denver versus Kansas City. No, you have to go with the universal Josh Allen. No, that's cheap. You're cheapening it. I want to see those teams.
It's a safe pick,
Like you should have did Detroit versus Houston. That shit would have been awesome. Okay? Or the 49ers. Something interesting. The Rams.
The Bears. The Bears is the most interesting because
they're a division rival. I see them you see this nothing.
Your division games.
I'm not going into that game saying, "Oh, let me go see the Bears." I know about the Bears. They know about the Bears. It's an easy game. I want to see something different. That's why I'm watching Thanksgiving for. I want to see Detroit and whoever, and I want to see Dallas and whoever. But give a chance to showcase some of these guys who've never played on Thanksgiving to a chance. Like I can see the Eagles, Giants all the time, Eagles, Cowboys. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be fun to see those rivalries because they had some of those rivalries back in the day, but we're not in the 1990s anymore. We've got other superstars across the league that should be out there, and I would love to see win a turducken. Or a turkey leg or whatever. And I'm not trying to complain about the slate because the Cowboys and Eagles is a great game.
No, I'm not complaining at all.
But all I'm saying is you could have had Bo Nix against Patrick Mahomes and that Denver defense on Thanksgiving night, you decided to go with the easy route and go with Buffalo Mahomes. It seems a pretty cheap.
Oh, because they have the Broncos. Don't they have the Broncos opening up against the Chiefs week 1?
Okay, so what's the problem?
I believe so. Yeah.
You have the Eagles playing the Cowboys a couple of times a year. What are we talking about here?
I would have loved to see Mendoza on Thanksgiving, right? Mendoza versus the GOAT.
I mean, nobody really wants to watch the Raiders, but I like where your head's at. You know
yeah,
I mean?
is that well? That was your head. You pause. You got me thinking like that. You know, like When I'm thinking like, why is that? Why, I was thinking like, why is Adam so mad? It's such a fire slate. And then you broke it down to me, and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I see your point.
Look, I'm not saying it's not fire.
Yeah, Chiefs Broncos is the first Monday night game this year. It's Chiefs and Broncos.
Yeah, but Chiefs Broncos had a great game last year. This is the AFC. Like that's what all I'm saying is it just is interesting that the NFL went with two interdivision rivals, and then we'll just keep this matchup because the NFL likes it, as opposed to like don't get me wrong, I like Detroit and Chicago, but when I think of Chicago, I think of Chicago and Green Bay. I think Detroit, maybe the Vikings, two dome teams. Yeah, Thanksgiving, that makes more sense than fucking Chicago, right? I understand Caleb Williams, I get that, but Detroit, come on. Just saying, for me,
I think it's more and I agree with you what you're saying, but I think it's more of Ben Johnson. You know, it's like the whole thing. They're still trying to, like how the NFL is built on stories, right, Adam?
Great game in the playoffs.
Exactly. They're still trying to. It's like Hollywood, right? Recycling old ideas. They're still trying to bring in that drama. Oh, Ben Johnson left Detroit. That kind of, that Detroit always plays on Thanksgiving. Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the Thanksgiving lineup. How about run down the Christmas triple header? We got a Christmas triple header as well this year.
It's on Netflix. How about on Netflix?
I don't know what station it's on, probably. But,
I don't know, man. I don't. At
1 o'clock
platforms. I can't even follow the basketball with all the different time and ESPN. Please don't make it. Just.
I don't know. Probably most likely. I would assume. I remember the Christmas games were on Netflix before, at least the early two. But it's we got a triple header on Christmas, man. Lineup.
Before you begin, tough lineup. Remember, Adam. There's Black Friday games as well.
Oh my god.
I don't think so this year. I'm not sure if it's a Black Friday game this year.
Okay. All right, never mind. I lied.
But Christmas Day, the triple header, 1 o'clock, Green Bay Packers at Chicago Bears at Chicago. And then at 4:30, you got the Buffalo Bills at the Denver Broncos. And then at 8:15 in the prime time on Christmas Day, man, you got the Los Angeles Rams traveling up to Seattle to take on the champs, man. Think about that Christmas Day lineup.
Two divisional games and then one random ass game in the whore that is the Buffalo Bills. Okay. Buffalo Bills get two nationally televised Thursday night games. Who do they have to sleep with to get on these games? I mean, my God, what are we talking about?
No, they have the new stadium. That's why. Where's those games at? I guarantee you it's at Buffalo.
No, the Christmas game is at Denver.
So
Thanksgiving.
Never mind.
Thanksgiving's at Kansas City. Neither one of them are in Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Don't do that bullshit. They're just whoring out Josh Allen right now. They're just whoring him out, saying, you know what? We need easy fucking wins. That's what we need. Green Bay and fucking what? Chicago? Like that's easy money right there. Everybody in Green Bay and Chicago are going to be there. Easy money. You got the other game at 8:30 that they're playing.
That's a good matchup, though.
The other divisional game. What was the other divisional matchup game?
Seahawks versus Rams.
Seahawks, Rams. Everybody's looking at
Seattle.
That NFC Championship game. And then when we got the Denver Broncos, an exotic team. You would think maybe we play Kansas City again. Nope. We're going to bring in the whore bag in Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills. What do they got going for them? They fired their head coach. They don't have a fucking defensive coordinator out there. They don't have any fucking receivers. And you want to go out there because you want to put fucking Josh Allen out there? I love Josh Allen. Don't get me wrong. But give me somebody else on Christmas Day. What the hell is going on, NFL? All this algorithm and all this shit. 17 games. You're fucking blowing it. I'm just saying.
Wait, can I interrupt the show because I needed to ask Adam something real fast. Adam, what did you feel about Dexter Lawrence going into your second best team?
I feel sad but happy at the same time. I'm sad, but yet I'm happy because Joe Burrow's got, fucking defense that he was talking about. I can't be.
It's a window. You got to win it now. Wait, why not fucking put the Bengals on Christmas against Denver?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. We got the fuck. Never mind. I'm gonna stop. The whore bag that is fucking Josh Allen right now. But my point is this: the thing about the Bengals is it's like betting on both colors of the roulette table. All right. Doesn't matter if I bet on red or black. I'm winning because he's one of my favorite teams. Right. So that's what I have to say for your comment about Dexter Lawrence. But other than that, NFL, come on, man. Come on. The Super Bowl champs.
I mean, okay. Opening week, man. Start off with a big international game opening week, man. The San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams playing all the way over in Melbourne, Australia. What's your thoughts on NFL going to Australia, adding Australia to the international slate?
Those guys
let Adam go first.
Are they going to be awake? Those guys, with body mechanic wise, my God, like we're talking about from the far west to the far west for the far east. You know what I'm saying? Like they're on two different sides of the world. It's not like you're coming from the East Coast going to Melbourne. Okay, they're like a couple hours ahead of us. You can deal with that. These guys are coming from LA. They're already on a time difference in the United States. Now they're going to fucking Australia. Way to go, NFL! Way to take the two farthest teams and put them on friggin' on the moon. You might as well have them play on the moon. That's what you should have done. You know?
Yeah, there's teams
actually, actually, before we get too far, I'm a geography guy. Actually, it's better for the West Coast teams to be playing in Australia. It's better. It's better. It's a lot closer for them.
It is, Mac, until you look at the distance traveled, because San Francisco is traveling 38,000 miles this year, while the Panthers only have to travel 8,000 miles.
All I'm saying is
it's still a far trip regardless. It's a far trip regardless, but it's a little easier for the West Coast.
It's definitely easier for the West Coast.
Couple of the West Coast team to get out there.
Why? Because their body mechanics is behind more because they're in the time zone.
No, Australia is closer to the is closer geographically to the West Coast. Now to the West Coast, it's geographically closer to the West Coast in the United States.
Yes,
geographically.
Here's the thing, though. This is what I'm mad
at. Still far. And it's like a whole day. It's like almost a whole day time difference. It's like damn near. It's like a 20-hour time difference or something like that. Actually,
that's what I'm saying. It's not like you're not going. Even geography wise, fine, whatever. I'm stupid. I'm not a good geography person. I just don't think you should take those two.
Maybe you're good at math
and do that. Right? Why not go closer? You know what I'm saying? This fucking shit about doing things. You know what? I propose this, Roger Goodell. I think there's some space on the moon that I saw. Maybe next year I could get a game on the moon. Get me a football game on the moon, since that's what we want to do to these guys.
No, on God though.
Elon Musk has his way, man. There will be one day.
On God though, like I'm gonna share an image after, but before I share that image, I just want to say this: like, I love the planet, love the globe, love international, love the countries, love the people, But fuck this NFL global bullshit, bro. Like, we have states that don't even have NFL teams, quote unquote Oregon, that has a great fucking football, tradition. Nebraska, Hawaii, like how the fuck we're trying to get take the game international when there's still America that doesn't even have fucking football games? I get it, it's a money grab. I get what they're doing it for, but at the end of the fucking day, this is our fucking sport. This is American fucking sport. The rest of the world, they can have soccer and they can have fucking cricket. Can we leave the NFL at fucking home, please?
Let me say something. You know what's funny? I thought about this. Every league has a Canadian team in it, besides the NFL. And yet the NFL could easily probably acquire the Toronto Argonauts to come down and play. I'm just saying, think about that. The Argonauts and the Stampeders or something like that, like they don't play. They have a huge league, and you don't think the NFL, you want to go internationally at least?
That's what I'm saying. Like, open it up to Mexico, Canada, and before you go fucking up to fucking Melbourne, Australia. Like, what?
Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just this Toronto thing is bothering me because I say the Toronto Maple Leafs, I see the Toronto Blue Jays, I see the Toronto Raptors, right? And then I look at like the NFL, I'm like, wait, they want to get a team in Wembley or in England or some team over in international. Why don't they just go north and say, hey, yo, Argonauts, man, you want to join the NFL? Hey, you too. Vancouver, whatever they are, the Vancouver, or Calgary Stampeders.
Open it up international to Canada.
Right? And they can
open
change
it up
their
to
game a little
Nebraska
bit.
and have a Portland team. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's states out there.
I don't think the NFL's idea of international was Canada. That's what I think that's why you see what they're doing and how they're expanding the league, you know what I mean, and going to all like adding different places. Like this year, you're playing another game over in Barcelona. I think they did play one last year there, maybe. You got a couple of games in Germany again. You got a game in Paris this year, a game in Paris, France this year. I mean, international schedule is deeper than it's ever been. And the NFL, I think they really just want to get eyes on the sport outside of the United States. I don't think
it's a fucking money
Canada
grab.
Is their idea of that. I mean, well, they want because here's the thing: the NFL, as popular as it is over here in the United States, you got to think about it realistically compared to other sports like around the world. In basketball, no comparison. Soccer, obviously, no comparison. You know what I mean? Even and in baseball as well.
But
the NFL is just they're trying to be more international.
It's ours.
Yeah, but
it's ours.
They're not looking at it like that.
It's our sport.
What if Europe looked at soccer like that's ours?
Everything is for money.
I mean,
everything is for money. It's our sport.
The Europeans do think that way, though. They don't really respect the American soccer. But my point that you're making is, I agree with you that they want to build the team. But my point is, with those other sports, they draft players from countries, right? The NBA, how many Yugoslavian players and Russian players and whatever players get drafted?
Look at the best players in the league.
In the NHL, same thing, right? Baseball,
but that's the point. That's what the NFL is doing. Though that's they're reaching out to get more of that interest in the sport from because it's athletes over there. Like, okay, look at the Eagles draft this year. The guy, the Eagles drafted a kid that's never even played organized football, some African guy from the international pathway program.
No, that's we get it. We get it.
They're trying to put the sport on notice.
We don't like it.
I'm going to get to where I'm getting at, right? Is every league has a minor league or an off system or there's ways to play. Like you can play basketball in China. It's pretty big over there. You can play basketball in Europe. It's pretty big over there. There's no NFL.
Hong Kong Pandas.
There's no NFL team over there that's manufacturing players over there, right? The reason why the NFL is where it is because the colleges, which are now professional sports, by the way, are aggregating all your things, and you're building these entities. Now, if you're seeing the decrease in American population doing football because of CTE, then I understand why you're going internationally, because you want to dip into the pool of talent that's out there in terms of overall worldly talent. But if you're trying to tell me you're trying to build the game, there's no way I want to see a team go to Melbourne, Australia every Sunday to play a game, or every other Sunday to play a game.
Well, no.
And to follow up that point, I agree, because I get your point, Mac. I really understand your point. But here's the thing: there's 350 million fucking people in this country, and 125 million watch the Super Bowl, and 75 was because of Bad Bunny. So why don't you capture all of America before you try to send our sports overseas and try to whore yourself out for the rest of the world?
I just don't get the international games because they're not going there like a soccer stadium to watch Pele, right? I understand it's a money grab, but unless you're trying to build a team out there, for me, there's no point to keep going to France. Like, we're not playing the France national team out there. You know what I mean? At least with soccer, you can have like, for example, we've never seen a Toronto Argonaut versus a regular American team, and we talk about which football league.
Just haven't played an SEC or a Big Ten team.
Which football league is better? You're a professional. Why not have exhibition games against them? Right?
That would be fun.
Out teams. I want to see, if you're going to be international, get me international following. I know the flag football is now going to the Olympics. That's one thing to grow the sport. But there's no football league that just turned. I mean, unless you go to Hawaii, where there's like a factory down there, where they just
represent. Thank you, Adam. There is a factory.
Hawaii is very big on the football. That's one part of their whole thing out there. They like to do that. What I'm saying is there's no other league Who am I building against?
I mean, it's a couple of the spots that are legit, do have legit following. Look, right now, that's the reason why Jacksonville plays on the international schedule every year. I mean, because they do legitimately over in England have a following. I mean, you go to those games over there, they're playing back-to-back weeks. They're playing back-to-back weeks in England this season. As a matter of fact, the Jacksonville Jaguars on their schedule, they got back-to-back games over in England. One in Tottenham and the other one in Wembley Stadium, back-to-back weeks. I mean, they have a legit following. When you go over there, it's like legit fans, and them stadiums do pack up over there for those games. I mean, in Germany, they did a good job in Germany as well. I mean, there was legit interest over there too. I mean, look, this is what the world we live in, man. They're looking to just expand the fan base, make it more worldwide, and get more people understanding the American football game. I mean, that's just really what it's all about.
Let me ask you this, all right? You were around for the World Football League, right? I do believe you were, right? I don't know if you're looking. The Frankfurt Galaxy, the Scottish Claymores, all those fucking teams, right?
Yeah.
Right, I used to like them.
I remember them.
Galaxy was my team. There used to be a guy named Gary Harrell who played for the Giants. They called him the Jitterbug. He was out in the Frankfurt Galaxy as a return man. That's how I got to know some of the NFL. It was on during the season. And the reason I liked it was because guys were allocated from the NFL to go play there. Well, guess what? If you're going to do these international games, then do me a solid and do what the UFL is doing. Make a league that's affiliated with the NFL. You can send guys over, since you have 90-man rosters. You can send 40 players over there that you need improvement, and those 40 players or whatever are allocated to your team, and you can get guys better. Make it a league where, okay, this team, you could call them the Giants if you want, or the mini Giants, or the New York. The New York Subways or whatever, if you want to have an affiliated team with that New York team, or just build your own faction of teams where there's 32 teams. You divide it into quadrants, right? You can have 4 quadrants like they do here with the teams, and you can build 4 teams and try to say every team allocate rosters like they did with the World Football League. Because if you're trying to build the game internationally anyways, you prime those people up for football. They then may, if they really want to follow, may get a guy that on their team that's, I remember that guy from the World Football League. Oh, he's on the Giants. Oh, look, the Giants are coming to play. I'm going to go support that player. I'm just saying, they did this in the mid-'90s. Bring those teams back. Do that, and I will respect what you're doing across the NFL, across the international platform.
And you know what else I want to say? Like, not to tag it on, and just in general, right? I don't follow baseball, right? But I understand why they play series. It's because the amount of games that they played. So they have to be in a town for a couple of games and play multiple games because they have to travel so much. One thing that no one's really talking about, and I have a graphic, if you can pull it up, I shared my screen, is everybody talks about strength of schedule, but what about miles traveled? Los Angeles Rams is traveling 30, like they're prime favorites to win the Super Bowl this year, right? But they have to travel almost 35,000 miles in their football schedule. Whereas in Carolina, it's not even traveling 10,000 miles. And like that's one thing that the NFL is, I get it, they account for, but what about the logistics? What about the things we don't see behind the scenes, right? It's easier to keep Jacksonville. And this is not at you, Mac. This is at the whole point of international games. It's like the reason why Jacksonville plays back-to-back, because it's easier to stay there rather than fly back. Because they're definitely the team of choice to go and represent the NFL. And if there was to be if they didn't create their own conference and get 4 teams from overseas, Jacksonville will be one of those teams that moves over. But like that's what nobody's accounting for too. It's the miles and the distance. And like I'm just gonna zoom in a bit, and like I just if I could click on my screen and actually zoom in. But long story short, I don't even know where I went. But the distance traveled is, I'm not even on Facebook like that, so let me exit out. The distance traveled is something that like a lot of us is like not even considering, because when you looked at the distance traveled, it's crazy. Why is San Francisco traveling over almost 40,000 miles? I'm going to show my screen again. San Francisco is traveling.
That's because they have the All-Star. That's because they have the All-Star. It's a reason why the Rams and the 49ers are up there at number 1 and 2 in their graphic. They have the Australia game
Yeah,
I think that's just what it is.
They have the
Here's-
Australia game, but still, like, look at the teams. Like, so what if Chicago, right? What if Chicago finishes with 15 wins and the Rams finishes with fucking 9 wins, right? It's like, when do we hold this accountable? I'm not trying to open up a whole box of worms, but you get what I'm saying. It's almost as if, like, let's really look at this.
It is a
miles
competitive
traveled.
advantage if you want to put it out there. Yes, it is a disadvantage to trial more miles, more mileage, more accommodations, things like that could throw you off. It is. He has a point to it.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to open up a whole box of
But
worms, but you get
what
the
I'm
point.
trying- what
That's
I'm trying to
another
bring-
thing with distance, and I don't like these international games. That's basically my
What I'm
point.
trying to
Go
bring
right
back
ahead,
is,
Adam.
I don't mind you going to the UK. You want to bring a team in the UK? Jacksonville's going to the UK because they sucked. So they were trying to get that team another fan base to come after them until they started winning with Cohen. And they still fucking don't really have a fan base. My point is, if you're going to be international, baseball's international. They had the kid, who's the kid from the Dodgers? Otani. He's from Japan. He came up in the Japan League. There's a league that's down there that is a professional league that they can go down, and it would be a showcase for them to go down there and do that, right? We don't have those leagues even built in the NFL. So you can't even go and pull guys like they can from Japan and say, here. And then the game is more international. You want to make the game international? Start building headquarters out there and doing what I'm saying. Build a World Football League that plays during the offseason or during the UFL.
Yes.
The
Yes, like NFL Europe, like NFL Europe that they did back in the day.
Right. Right. Exactly. Like NFL Europe, like they did in the day. NFL Europe was played from like fucking Memorial Day to like training camp because the guys had to get back for training camp, right? You could end mid-July, right? Have these teams out there and start to build the game because they're already building it. They have OC Manure out there. He's like part of the NFL like international program. Why don't you get international teams? And then you can do an exhibition like you do with the Hall of Fame game and have a game out there internationally and see how it would look. We're being forced to take American teams and force them over there. Now, you're not even talking about the consumer, all right? The consumer over there can't watch games, right? It's unfortunate. Well, then what about me? Now I have to get up at fucking the butt crack of dawn to go watch a game in Melbourne, Australia, or whatever. Like, it's just weird that they're going to have these games all over the place. And you're right, it's all a money grab. But if you're going to be useful for it and at least blow sunshine up my ass, build a headquarters and build teams out there and build minor leagues. Why not? The only sport that doesn't have minor leagues is the fucking NFL. And imagine if you had a place where you could go and try to make it to the NFL. Some of these washed out college kids would not be going to the UFL and wasting their time. They'd be going to a team that's actually affiliated with the
like
NFL.
go play for Rome and then you can have a shot at the NFL, go play for Italy, exactly.
And you can allocate some of those future draft picks. You know how they do the future reserve contracts? You could send some of those guys over to develop and then bring them back home just in time for training camp. I know that's a lot of football.
Yeah, we have the G League and we have the AAA. Why the fuck does that? Oh, they're gonna say we have the UFL. Fuck the UFL. Like, just like have the UFL and expand to international. Bring in 8 international teams, and now we have 16 UFL teams. There you go.
Mind you, the G Leagues, the AAAs, they all play at the same time that the season's going on. So you know what those teams do? They pluck those players right off the roster because they're already in the systems and they say, come up and be on our roster. If you did an international season, right, maybe congruent with the NFL season, and you can throw guys over there and allocate them to teams, right? And let's say they're not injured and you need a running back, instead of fucking going over to and taking the waiver where I already got a guy that's been playing in my system because I have coaches and implementing it on my team that's allocated, he can come here and already be part of the team, right? And the NFL has so many injuries. The NFL what the NFL does, they use the college as a minor league, which is now really becoming a professional league with all the NIL deals. And then you have the UFL that has some NFL players that have trickled off. Every other sport hockey has a minor league. Fucking baseball has a minor league. Basketball has both the G League and the D League. Okay, they have the G League during the summer, and then the D League during the summer, and the G League during the regular season, right? But the NFL got nothing. But yet you want to fucking travel over to UK or travel over to fucking France or Ireland to fucking kiss the fucking Blarney Stone while your fucking teams are playing over there. I get what you want to do, but once a year, a team going over there is great. You have 4 or 5 games a week now.
There's 9 total international games on the schedule. 9 total international.
That's
games,
9 weeks, Mac.
which is a record. Which is a record. Which is a record.
Half
Which
the
is now
fucking
a
season
record for the
you be
most
spent
ever.
overseas.
Yeah, but that's what Mac's saying. It's the record. It's gonna keep on going up and up because the vision is. I'll tell you guys what the vision is. I watched the documentary of the vision. Vision 3030. Roger Goodell, right? Vision 2030. Have the NFL on every single day. We're gonna have Tuesday games and we're gonna have Friday games. That's the vision that you're trying to fucking accomplish.
Think about this. He wants games from 9 a.m. to midnight. That's what he wants. 9 a.m. to midnight.
Yo, Adam,
that has something to do with it.
Yeah,
that does have something to do with it, though. I mean, also,
if you
that
live
9
in Hawaii,
o'clock, that 9:30 in the morning time slot on the East Coast, that's like a time slot that over here. There's not normally NFL games going in that time slot, so it's also an advantage for the NFL as well. That's also an advantage for the NFL as well by the fact being in that.
Because let me just say this. Like growing up in Hawaii, like my day was dedicated to football. The game started at 7 o'clock. All right, think about it. The game started at 7. Now let me fast forward. Living in Cali, my day is dedicated to football. The game started at 10 o'clock. Prime time is at 5:30. So I'm watching football as soon as I wake up till 8 o'clock at night, right? So at these international games, I gotta wake up at 6:30. People in Hawaii gotta wake up at 3:30.
Yes, but what they're doing is if they do
all day.
If they do these international games, what they're really doing is watch for streaming, because what's going to happen is they're going to now stream the games. So those games you won't be able to see on regular TV. You're going to have to get the fucking premium package to go watch.
It's probably going to be on Amazon Prime, and you got Disney, you got Mickey Mouse, and we got Apple that didn't even get into the mix yet.
I'm just saying.
Think about when Apple and Disney wants to get on the NFL games. Disney's like, let's just start streaming games on Tuesdays. Let's just start streaming games on Fridays.
You got Fox and
week one
at middle of the day, and then fucking NBC at night.
Well, the week 1 game between the Rams and the 49ers in Australia is going to be streamed on Netflix.
See
that game
on Netflix.
On Netflix.
That's the opening night. Are you kidding me?
It's this Friday. It's actually it's September 10th.
Thursday. Yeah. I was gonna say they have a Thursday game and they have a Friday game.
So the opening weekend.
No, it's no Friday.
The first game is nationally televised, and then you have go to Netflix, which is fucking. I'm not saying people don't have Netflix.
Oh, that's what's throwing me off. That's why I was getting thrown off, because the opening game, the Patriots and Seahawks, is on a Wednesday, September the 9th, on a Wednesday.
You see what I mean? Like they're trying to take over the whole week on a Wednesday. NFL kicks off on a Wednesday.
9:30 a.m., buddy. 9:30 a.m. You're going to have your morning coffee on your commute, and
that's what I do. I was wondering, like, why is it the defending champions represented on the kickoff, and then they're playing on a Wednesday? That's why.
No, I think the Australia game, that's going to probably still be more in a normal time for us over here. Because, like I said, Australia, you're talking about that's like a 22-hour time difference from here. I feel like something like that. So it'll still be at a kind of normal time slot.
I do want to take over as host just for 10 minutes. And Adam, I asked if I thank you for letting me do this, because I'm going to ask back a question. We're talking about all these, and I thank Adam because he made me think about this. We're talking about the NFL trying to go international. Now I know I have my show with Raphael, and we talk about the MMA, and that's going to premiere tomorrow. So self plug. Sorry about that. But that being said, though, speaking of international, the UFC is very international. The UFC goes international every week because basically we have fighters from all around the globe.
Exactly.
Mac, can I just get a premium take on what you thought about Sean Strickland and what he did against Chimaev this past weekend at UFC 328? Because I kind of feel like we've been abandoning the UFC for a long time on the show. It's probably because of me.
That segment then.
But I just want to get your opinions for the Premium Takes crowd. Like, what you thought about Sean Strickland's performance, and what your thoughts about 328 in general. Not to change the subject, we'll swing it right back over to football, and then probably end the show here shortly after. But what's your thoughts on Sean Strickland, Mac? I do want to get your opinion on this.
I thought that was a hell of a fight. I mean, the main event, it definitely delivered. I was shocked, honestly. I just was shocked because Chimaev has been just so dominant as a champion, and I mean, Strickland's a tough son of a bitch, and that's what he went out there and he displayed. Man, that fight was everything. Five rounds of excellence, man. Only thing, I mean, it wasn't a fight of the night. It still didn't come up. It still wasn't my fight of the night, however, but it was still it was an excellent matchup, man. And I props to Sean Strickland, man, because I was surprised. I really was. Like I said, I didn't expect him to actually be able to go out there and get the W. And I thought that the fight was so amazing because it truly to me came down to that last round. I think
exactly that round five.
I had that fight going in the round 5. I had the fight even at 2 rounds apiece going into round 5, and I think Sean Strickland did just enough in that last round, which to me also could have went either way. When they went to the scorecards, I was like, I'm not sure. I mean, at this point, they can call either name. I think at this point, it was just that close to a fight. But Strickland, man, definitely, I can't hate on Strickland getting the W there.
You know,
it was a great fight, man. Both fighters.
What's crazy? He pulled out his shoulder 2 days of the fight. He pulled it. He was fighting literally with one arm. And one thing I want to point out that I noticed, Mac, is I think that 42 pounds that Chimaev had to drop in that 3 to 4 days. He literally needed to lose 42 pounds because when Sean took his back in the second, not take his back, but when Sean mounted him in the second and Chimaev looked gassed, I'm like, bro, it's the weight cut. Because when you think about it, he was walking around so heavy. So in the last 4 to 3 days, he had to cut. Imagine losing 42 pounds in just 3 days. Like, that's fucking crazy. And right after the fight, he went to Dana and he's like, I want to move up. I want to move up. And we all knew he should have already moved up. But that's why I think like people like Khabib and people like Ilya, they don't rush it. If they're not feeling it, if they're not in the moment, they're gonna cancel. So that's one thing I respected about Chimaev, but that's one thing I respected about Sean Strickland is because like Sean Strickland could have pulled out because of his injury. Chimaev could have pulled out because he was overweight. He clearly like this. It's not normal to cut 42 pounds in 3 days to make a fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? And I think that cost both of them. You know what I'm saying? And it obviously then cost fucking Sean Strickland, but on Chimaev's best day, he'll outwork Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland does not stand a fucking chance. But Sean Strickland was injured and still did what he did. I honestly have a feeling it's because of the cut in the weight. And I'm not trying to give Chimaev excuses, but I know you was calling it with Lou and Wills. But
Sean Strickland, he made Chimaev fight his fight. But he made Chimaev fight.
Definitely. Exactly.
Chimaev with he had great takedown defense. Chimaev in the first round controlled that entire first round. Totally had him on the ground the whole way, just on his back, but he couldn't get anything accomplished while he was on the ground.
Yes.
He just couldn't when he had Strickland on the ground that entire first round, and then I think that just frustrated him, and he basically just conceded and took the fight and stayed on his feet for the majority of the rest of the fight.
It's because he was tired. You know what I'm saying? You don't.
Well, yeah, I agree. He wore itself out. Right? In the first round, he wore itself out because he was working so hard and couldn't get the job done in the first round. He was trying to really end Strickland in that first round, and he had the opportunity. He couldn't get it done. And I think that he wore him out. He was frustrated. He was tired, and he just ended up Strickland. It was like a mind game, almost like psychology there. And Strickland won.
It is.
Like I said, it was a great fight. 5 rounds of excellence. It was 5 rounds of excellence, man. I mean, that third round of that fight, I can throw that out. That was kind of a boring ass round. I remember. Fourth round was also, I mean, a little bit of the same, but rounds 1, 2, and 5, they brought the heat. I tell you, they brought the heat.
What about Joshua Van? Joshua Van, Joshua Van. Let's get it.
That's the
That's probably
fight.
your
That
fight
was
of
the
the
fight
night.
of the
Yeah.
night. That was
Yes, sir.
That was absolutely the fight of the night. Joshua Van, that shit was bananas. The way I thought, and when the fight started, the first round, I thought for sure Tyre was going to just end up eventually just overwhelming Joshua Van.
Man.
It just appeared that
Yes.
way. But
I did too. Yes.
but Van, but once again, Van in the stand up game and in the boxing, there was just no match. Tyre was just no match for Van, and once Van was able to start countering the takedowns a little bit, it was just over. I mean, Tyre he didn't have an answer anymore, man. He just got outboxed, and it was he just got pummeled for the majority of the rest of the fight. But he came out strong in the opening round of that fight as well. But it was just too
That's
much.
so
Ended up
fast.
being
I
too much
remember
Joshua Van, but.
I remember the expert saying before the fight, it's almost as if like Joshua Van was never tested on the ground. If Tyra gets him on the ground, he's gonna submit him. And then like the whole thing that I was thinking of is because Joshua Van like became like seeing his rise, he became like one of my favorite fighters because I love people that's just gonna stand and bang. He reminds me like a young Max Holloway, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's true, but he never seen a striker like Van. And yes, Van has been knocked out, but Tyra never really strike with like a legit boxer. Like Joshua Van could retire from MMA today and have success in boxing. There's a real big difference, and I know you know this. I'm not preaching to you. I'm preaching to our listeners. Maybe that doesn't know, but there's a big difference between MMA boxing and boxing. But Joshua Van is the MMA motherfucker that could make the transition to boxing and succeed at a high level because his boxing is that good. His footwork, his ins, his outs, his ability to maneuver. That's all I've been saying the whole time. It's to the main point is, yes, I get that Van never seen the ground game, but I don't think Tyra seen the ability that Josh can put out on his feet. But that's what I wanted to say. I'll let you continue.
Well, no, the difference also was like Tyre didn't necessarily have a problem getting Van to the ground. Honestly, he was getting him down to the ground almost at will. He just couldn't do anything with him when he had him on the ground, almost similar to the problem Chimaev was having with Strickland. He just couldn't get anything really done on the ground at all. It was just he would get him down there, score a point for a takedown, I suppose, but you were scoring no points once you had him on the ground at all. He was just a lot of him trying to position himself, and Van just kept working and kept working. Yeah, and just kept working, and get back to his feet and would box his head off, man. That's just what it came down to. I mean, I honestly surprised this fight even lasted and got to the fifth round because it was
the second win, the second win out of Tyra. Like I didn't see that coming too, though.
But that was definitely my fight of the night. Those guys, whoo. And he's a tough son of a bitch. I tell you, he is, because he took a lot of punishment from Joshua Van, and he hung in there, man. It took all the way to the end of the fifth round, man. He almost got all the way through the fifth round as well. So
it's so true, and like honestly, bro, like I absolutely love watching Tyra fight. Like he's one of my favorite fighters in a sense, and especially coming from Japan. Like arguably he's the best fighter in Japan because he's even coming off of that rising scene. You know what I'm saying? But like Joshua Van, like I just said that Tyra was my favorite fighter, but Joshua Van is like in my top 5. Like when Max retires, like Joshua Van, Michael Morales, and Shakurat is probably gonna be like me 3 favorite fighters. And I just love the fact that like he proved his point. It's like, yeah, motherfuckers, you thought I wasn't gonna knock out this Japanese motherfucker that's just a killer, you know, because Tyra's shown to have punching power too. Even though he's a submission A-list specialist, he's shown that he's his game all around. And that's the one thing I love about the UFC is because it takes everything. You can be the best of the best in any martial art, but you need every single foundation. You need the wrestling, you need the BJJ for the ground. You need the striking, you need the taekwondo, you need just every single thing to be successful at the sport. And Joshua Van and both Tyra, like both of them proved that night that they're gonna be around the sport for a long time. And I know Mighty Mouse's record is super tough to chase, and I'm not gonna compare Van to Mighty Mouse. That's not gonna come out of my mouth. But what I will say is Van, he's young, man. He's young and he has a long way in his career. And if he treats his body with respect, and if he really one thing I'm to pull it back to football, and I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna hand the hosting duties back to Mac. But what made Tom Brady so special on offense is he did it year round. There wasn't no in season. He did it year round. What made Aaron Donald so good on defense is because he did it year round. Aaron Donald once said, "I'm not gonna be in football shape." What is football shape? I do this shit every day of my life. The reason why he didn't say this. Now this is just me requoting what he said. The only reason why I retired after 10 years is I gave it my all. Y'all motherfuckers, this is Aaron Donald. Y'all, yeah, like in my words, it's like y'all motherfuckers think, oh, I'm just gonna train in football season. Nah, I'm gonna train year round. I gave 10 years of my life to football. And that's why when I retired after a 10-year career, I can retire as great. And Tom Brady did the same thing, right? It wasn't just football season. And I kind of feel like as these fighters, it's like you gotta kind of do it year round, right? Because you can't really half-ass your career. If you really want to be a GOAT, you kind of have to do it year round. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give the hosting duties back over to Mac, and I'll be back in about a couple of minutes. Let's get it.
Well, look, we're gonna have to get ready to wrap this thing up because over here on the East Coast, it is 10 o'clock.
It's been a good hour and 30. It's about a good time to wrap it up.
Got to work in the morning. But before we get up out of here, one real quick, man. Looking down the Giants' schedule, man. Give me a quick score, a quick record prediction, just from what you see on the schedule.
I say no worse than 8-9.
8-9.
At the worst.
You got a record prediction, Zion? I guess he said he would be back on. Well, look.
We'll give him 11-6.
I'm gonna be a little optimistic, man. I'm gonna be a little more. I'm gonna go 10-7, man. 10-7. I think this team can be over 500. I think this team can be competing and battling out for a potential playoff spot. I think this team could be that good. I look at people talk about the schedule, how tough it was a season ago. I look at all the games that we could have still actually won, and just because of a lot of variables, we were dropping the ball. I mean, so many games, man, against some tough teams last year. I mean, took that Denver game, the whole entire NFC North division, minus the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, we played some tough games, some tough teams last year, and really competed with them and played with them and just blew leads, man. I think this year this team should be a better coach football team, and I think 10-7 is reasonable, even though we got some stiff competition on this schedule as well. What's quick record prediction before we get out of here, Zion?
Yeah, I love Adam. I love Adam's point. It's like 8, and then he went back around. He's like 11-6. I love your 10. Giants fans, stand the fuck up, man. Like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. 12-5. Well, we back. Like, this is the reason. I'm not trying to be that gullible motherfucker. Like, The last time I said we was gonna win double-digit games, Adam called me. This a couple of years ago. He's like, "You better watch out, Zion. We played Denver week 1. What the fuck happened? We got smashed against Denver. We end up not even finishing at 5 wins. All right, true story. Me and Adam, me and Mac, we knew each other for about coming on almost 5 years now. That's actually crazy to think about, because I think we met shortly after COVID. But honestly, fam, like, I just think we built different this season. I get it. Everybody wants to talk about the Rams. I'm gonna use it in my point. They gotta travel 36,000 miles this season. If you want to talk about the fucking Seahawks, guess what? They lost the fucking reigning Super Bowl MVP to Kansas City in Walker. So, we going 12-5, bro. 10 wins at the minimum. We win in the fucking division. I would say what I want to say. I'll just put money on it. So we see how that rolls out. But that being said, though, the Giants are back, and if it doesn't happen this season, we're probably gonna win a Super Bowl in under 3. So it's gonna happen eventually, because I grew up a Giants fans that literally is power 1, defense heavy. And if you look at the fucking team, Tremaine Edmonds, Orville Reese, like my boy Max said earlier, your boys don't know what's coming. For years, we couldn't stop the middle. For years, opponents' tight end, the opposition tight ends cleared up the middle. Like, the middle's not open no more. You can't run the ball on us no more. Giants fans get excited, 12-5, nothing less. And if it were less, it's still going to be double digits. So we're in the playoffs, get excited. I'll maybe start buying shit again because we have dogs. We need to get more Samoans on the roster because Margot is a dog. CC, I'm just going to say CC, better watch out. Orville Reese, like,
you bring up the name Orville Reese.
How the fuck did we get him? How the fuck did Orville Reese land for us? It's the Jets being the Jets. That's what it is. It's the Jets being the Jets.
David Bailey's not a bad player.
He's not a bad player. He's not at all. And how the fuck did that guy? It's the first time I'm
fast and violent, and that's kind of what I try to model my game after, being fast and violent.
And yeah, exactly, fast and violent. How the fuck did homeboy drop to Tampa? I don't even know. But that being said, though, Giants 12-5. That is my record prediction, and like nothing less. Well, nothing less because you know why? You're picking we got these experts picking Jesse Mensah and the Baltimore Ravens because Lamar Jackson. Guess what? Go look back at the film. Go look back at the tape and go see what this rookie and Jackson did. His rookie season. That's 5 games that we should have won that we didn't win because we had a fucking, not to diss our defense coordinator at the time, but we have a defense coordinator that I'm hoping that could actually play press and push motherfuckers and I'll make a whole video on Hood by itself. That being said, though, still of the draft, you know what? I'm going to say it right now. Shout out to fucking Joe Shane. You actually are doing your fucking job. Claps on him. That being said, though, I'm going to pass the mic back to you guys. Giants 12-5, bro. Nothing less. I'm not drunk. I'm not tipsy. I just have love for this team, and I really express it because my real-time job got me fucking on the 6-day shift. And I'm talking to you guys because you guys are the fans, and I want you guys to get fucking excited for the season, man. Like how to no fly zone. Run the ball on us. See what happens. Back to you guys.
All I would say before Matt goes is Orville Reese I haven't been intrigued by a player in a long time. Orville Reese gets me like wanting to watch football. Just let me watch that guy.
So good.
And
so good.
You gave it back. I just want to say that about Orville Reese.
Fast and violent. And that's kind of what I try to model my game after, being fast and violent.
I love hearing him say that. I just do. They're gonna get that clip a lot with me because I just love him saying fast and violent. I love that mentality of that young man, and I can't wait to get him on the field. Number 52. I can't wait to get the number 52 jersey, man. I might have to really invest in one, man.
You know what, Matt? I'm sorry.
He's gonna be here for a long time.
The fact that you said that, it's like, I bought a Bradbury jersey before. I bought I'm gonna say his name. Oh, Barkley jersey before. But you know what? You know what the difference is with these draft picks? They really eat shit and fucking do everything football. And it's like if these are early rookie that you truly believe in, these are the players that I am gonna buy, right? I am gonna get an Orville Reese jersey. I am gonna get a CC jersey. I might even get a Hood jersey. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying me as a Giants fan, right? Because for years and years, I just gave him a compliment, but I'm about to roast him. We have to deal with this popsicle in Joe Shane, like this little douchebag, right? But now it kind of felt like, you know what? You and Don got a pretty good relationship. And Harbaugh being the head dog in the room, like, hey, yo, like, you can. Boom. And I kind of feel like it's actually finally connecting, right? And I'm gonna give up. I don't want to talk after this. I'll let you guys end the show. But I will want to say this. When Colton Hood was like, Yeah, I like the pit bull. Yeah, because John Harbaugh's like, I want pit bulls. Like our cornerback room, everybody's sleeping on Newsome though. Newsome is him, dude. Like, don't let that Jacksonville fucking season fool you. Go look what he did for the Cleveland Browns, bro. Newsome is him. And then when coaches are like, Harbaugh's are like, oh yeah, we have a lot of dogs in this room, and Colton Hoods is like, yeah, yeah, pit bull, yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I like pit bull, but I'm a mother King Corso. I'm like, tell him, like. You motherfuckers don't know. Like, yo, go play with your little Caleb Downs. Go play with your little Sonny Styles. Like, I love you, Sonny Styles. I love you, Caleb Downs, but y'all motherfuckers the ops. Like, nah. You guys the ops, dog. Like, let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. But I'll let you end the show. Like, I don't wanna go.
And yeah, everybody, want to thank y'all for tuning into another edition of the Premium Takes Podcast. I am Mac the Giants fan with my guys, the horseman, Adam Costas, Zion Zenith. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe to all our channels. Keep supporting the movement. Tune into another edition of Premium Takes Podcast next week. And we'll be back at y'all next Thursday night.